You're crazy. Tonight, yeah, joins the hunt. You and I are merely bugs ensnared by fate. Apart from the greatest of existences, all living beings share this commonality. In the near future, you will come to understand. Death is the end of all things. Madness is an eternal melody. We are all victims of fate's ridicule, but I want to defy and resist it, even if I'm not capable enough, until death puts an end to it all. I came, I saw, I conquered.
The most powerful object in the universe. Blah, blah, blah. Proper name, place name, backstory stuff.
The deputy of heaven, the shadow of the ancient sun god, founder of the rose redemption, the dark angel 𝚻𝚘𝚛𝚛𝚍.
Medici caught it. Surprise. Wow. You actually didn't go back on your word. A long smile, adjusting his mind. Doing something that doesn't match your expectations is also a form of deceit. Mockery and mischief. Oh, come on now. Why so tense? Why don't you tell me? Are This was not said by me, nor was it said by you. Taken Godhood to a new level. Divinity made perfect. The beautiful, the sublime, made the invincible, the almighty and infallible. A 1,000-year-old plan of deception, one which led to the death and defeat of the Twilight Giant beneath the dim sky. A plan perpetrated by none other than the mistress of misfortune. It's no wonder God cried things that comes to horror. Medici had followed the ancient sun god from the second epoch and battled powerful dragons in this era. At some point in time, he bestowed the Moon City a Grade 1 sealed artifact that allowed everyone to gather all their powers together. Medici was one of the kings of angels in the third epoch, under the ancient sun god. He later joined Rose's redemption, which eventually caused the fall of the ancient sun god. After his death, Medici and the remnant of Rose's redemption followed the true creator. The War Angel is the Lord's rage, the Lord's punishment. His appearance over the land means war is at hand. But we hunters have no such problem. Regardless of what gender we were in the beginning, all we need to do in the future is war, war, war. Die.
Adam is the eldest son of the ancient sun god and one of the 8 kings of angels. He is known as the angel of imagination. The ancient sun god had Adam and Amen in order to get rid of his excessive beyonder characteristics. Both of them were born with the uniqueness of their pathway. Hermes had doubts about Adam's true identity. Hence, he disguised as Mr. Wrath and joined the psychology alchemists with the true agenda of using them to find the ancient mind dragon 𝚑𝚑𝚑𝚑, from whom he learned that Adam may not be Adam. It was later revealed that Adam's true identity is the ancient sun god. Adam arrived in the forsaken land of the gods to confront the true creator so they could merge, and he could be whole again. Adam used 𝚑𝚑𝚑 to trigger the chaos sea. Then he used the second blasphemy slate to form a connection with the triggered area of the chaos sea. He then stepped forward into the shadow curtain to confront the true creator. During Klein's apotheosis ritual, it was revealed that Adam started to fuse with the true creator with Adam as the dominant persona.
Where did all of it begin? Was it there? No. It doesn't matter where. Everything happened as I We have too many things in common. In a sense, we are old friends who have met before. With that said, he smiled and said, "We meet again, mysteries."
Fact is, Walter White couldn't have done it without me.
If it were another existence, then definitely not. But if it's Ămen, there's a 50% chance. He likes to take risks and seek thrills.
As Klein walked into the room exhausted, his body trembled and his gaze froze. Across from his sitting on a chair was the marionette he had lost. The figure slowly stood up, and while putting on a crystal monocle on his right eye, said, "Don't randomly leave your marionettes around."
Upon seeing this, Klein turned his head to look at Adam and asked in puzzlement, "Why are you showing me these? Wouldn't it be safer to hypnotize me and put me to sleep until Ămon becomes a god?" Adam's eyes were clear as he said with a warm expression, "To be frank, if the other party wasn't Ămon, then I'd be more willing to help you become the dominator of the spirit world. We have too many things in common. In a sense, we are old friends who have met before." With that said, he smiled and said, "We meet again, mysteries." And if no one gives up and persists until the end, there won't be a winner. He will be the winner. Ămon's brows pricked up as he smiled without saying a word. Klein looked at him and said with a smile, "Your every action is a product of meticulous planning. Even if you fail, you will have a way out. Anyway, do you want to take the bet?"
At this moment, the pointy-hatted monocled Ămon walked to the edge of the ravine. With his back facing the grayish-white building, he spread his arms slightly and said with a smile, "This is the Holy Land where my father was awoken. Buried in it is the history I wish to see. My father told me that this place has an ancient name, called as a streak of silver lightning tore through the sky, the black-robed Ămon paused as he widened his arms, saying with a solemn tone, "Chernobyl, Chernobyl." Upon hearing Ămon's words, Klein's first reaction was one of shock. Back when they were approaching the bluish-black, single-eyed giant, he had come up with many possibilities, but he never expected to hear such a name. This was akin to seeing a machine gun appear in an ancient oil painting, or a novel's plot appearing in a scientific paper. It was filled with unbelievable contradictions. In the next second, he thought of the funny matter about how the ancient sun god had used his rib to create Dark Angel 𝚐𝚘𝚛𝚌, but had named his eldest son Adam. He instinctively believed that the current situation was similar, and he couldn't help but laugh.
Monday, December 5th, 1350. It is a day I'll never forget. It was the day that I found out that this place, this world, was Earth all along. That it was home all along. Where do I even go from here? Will I never go back home? Why do I have to keep fighting? Why do I have to keep playing God? Is there even a reason for me to keep trying? But that's when I decided to fight against fate. The will of the gods, all of it.
The dragon has 3 heads. One to be a murderer who will unleash death. One to be a monarch whose crown will weigh heavy. And one to be mad whose ideas will change history.
long life. It remains my fondest memories.
In the transmigration trio, there is one person that isn't talked about enough. From instigating the fall of the Antigonus family to orchestrating the death of the ancient sun god, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Lady Evernight, the goddess of misfortune.
Amun slowly took a deep breath and said with a smile, "The Lord of the mysteries in you is about to truly awaken." The crazy ravings and roars continued to echo in Klein's ears, tearing through his mind, letting him know that this was going to be his future. In that instant, his body split apart, turning into a thin gray fog and dark liquid. The gray fog and black liquid blended together, and the countless maggots that resembled meat tendrils sprouted on the surface. Then they intertwined into a translucent, dark-colored cloak. There was no body under the cloak, just darkness. This process was very brief. In less than 2 seconds, the Evernight goddess's concealment of so many deities was clearly unable to last that long. In an instant, a door of light traveled across the surface of the concealed world at an extremely high speed. The door suddenly opened, and 𝚘𝚘𝚛𝚍, who was wearing a pointed hat and wearing a classic black robe, leaped out. At the same time, he saw an illusory mask with blank facial features appear under the translucent dark-colored cloak. The mask instantly outlined Klein, who had fused with 𝚻𝚘𝚝𝚛𝚌's traits. 𝚘𝚘𝚛's thoughts turned chaotic as though he had his intelligence forcefully lowered. The fool was born.
No matter how I clinch victory, no matter how much you help me, in the long run, the one who will ultimately win this confrontation will inevitably be the celestial worthy. When I fully awaken this time, except for the strongest and most intense parts of 𝚁𝚎𝚘𝚝𝚌 and 𝚅𝚒𝚘𝚌𝚑's emotions and humanity, everything else might no longer be the me of now. As for whether it's tiring, of course it's very tiring, but there's no choice. Someone has to do this, right? Roselle glanced at the white mist connecting him and the outside barrier, his expression of pain growing more apparent. He shouted lowly, "Adam, Where are you? The uncertain mist has made a heavy bet. If you don't reveal your cards, we're all doomed. See no change around. Roselle paused and continued to roar angrily. Adam! Just after Roselle's low roar, a distant yet gentle voice echoed in his mind. I'm here. I am one. Again, mystery. There are many hostile existences that are attempting to destroy this world. They are cosmic entities that are hostile toward Earth. The outer deities targeting Earth are all Great Old One individuals, and are considered to be the most powerful in the entire universe, according to the Seven Lights. Fortunately, the residual power of the original creator formed a barrier that protects Earth, which blocks them from invading directly. However, because the original creator was unable to reawaken, the barrier around Earth has started to weaken. When the barrier collapses, the outer deities will swarm into this world,